Hey guys, it's Laurelei Lee and we're back for another episode of RWBY, and we are getting closer and closer to the pre-Christmas break cliffhanger that happens every year, or at least every year since Volume 3. Because Volume 3 we had the Yang versus Mercury fake out. Volume 4 we had Crow getting stung by Tyrion. And Volume 5, we had the Great Weiss Kebab incident. So, apprehension is setting in, because next weekend we have an episode, but the weekend after that is the break. So, yeah. It's gonna be fun. At least that's one word for it. But, yeah. Last episode was, like, my favorite episode ever. It was just so great. We had, Cinder hiring Neo, basically. We had Maria's backstory and that amazing fight, and just seeing how badass she was when she was younger, and how much Crow looked up to her, which I think is really awesome. And then we get to go to Argus, and it's freaking beautiful, like the most beautiful setting I've ever seen in RWBY ever. And we got to meet one of Jean's sisters and her family, and the baby's so cute. Yeah, but that was like, it was super cute. It was a great breath of fresh air after the previous weeks of torture. But we're getting back into it, because now they gotta try and convince the Elysian military to let them into Atlas, which, considering they got the gate slammed in their faces at the very end of last episode, I don't think it's gonna go well. I don't know that there's even any strings that Weiss could really pull to be able to get them to let them go, because, I mean, yeah, she's a runaway, but, like, she is no longer the heiress. She's, like, doesn't have as much pull as she used to. So maybe she might get them to contact Winter or something, but I don't know. Also, the episode's called Dead End, which, like, could be completely innocuous about the fact that they can't get to Atlas, or it could be, like, something else, a little more sinister, because, you know, RWBY. And then the thumbnail was the little fight we got teased in the intro of Jean beating up Oscar Ozpin. So, that's gonna happen. And it's only about 15 minutes long after cutting off end credits and stuff. So, we should probably get into it. Stay close, move fast. The darkness cannot last. No hope, no path. We've got a dream to catch, and we cannot wait. Drive away, we're made. The sparrow's born to fly. It's so not in my range. I love this song. I want to belt it, but I can't. That.
You didn't even hear us out!
Our orders are clear. The Mistral Atlas border is closed.
That
Please.
What
Have
the?
a good day.
But
A good
What's the-
day.
Hey, if you don't
Horrific
wanna believe
uniforms.
that I'm friends with Ironwood.
General Ironwood.
Yeah, General Ironwood. But look, we have Weiss
Crow's
Schnee with
so
us,
done.
and we're trying to get her home safely.
Approach.
What is with these nutcracker soldiers?
Very well. You may speak with our commanding officer. We will fetch her at once.
Her?
What
What the heck?
They were kind of...
super weird. Yeah.
You don't think Winter's still
What's
in
wrong?
Argus, is she?
Well, I may know this commanding officer.
That's
Oh.
good, isn't it?
Or it's
If
not.
she's your friend, then maybe she'd be more willing to help us.
I wouldn't exactly call us friends.
Acquaintances?
Not quite.
colleagues?
Former.
Enemies?
Enemies?
That's the one.
Yep.
What?
Oh, yes, I come through here about once every 10 years to get my eyes checked up in Atlas. You bring outside cashews on one flight, and suddenly you're placed on the additional screening list for life.
You've gotta be kidding me.
That's amazing.
Now, let's not give up hope yet. Maybe she's dead.
Oh my gosh.
Introducing Special Operative Caroline Cordovan.
Okay. Yep.
Witch. She-devil.
I see you've chosen larger contraband to smuggle this time.
Oh, Cordo. You know, they say time changes people, but I see you've still got that stick right out.
Cordovan? My name is Ruby Rose, and I was wondering if you would hear us out about...
I've already
Maria's
heard
the
what
best.
your other little friends had to say. Miss Rose. What are you doing back here? I thought I told you to leave!
And I told you we wouldn't rest until you let us through!
Nice to see you again as well.
You civilians are clearly incapable of comprehending the
Oh.
importance of our mission
She
here in
butted
Argus.
heads with Nora.
Allow me to say this slowly with smaller words. This base, that relay tower, the very safety of Argus are all gifts from the glorious kingdom of Atlas. And it is my duty to uphold them, as only I have the wit and tenacity for such a task.
Such wit, such tenacity.
I
Or
am
maybe Atlas just
annoyed
wanted
with
to get you
all
as
of
far
them.
from the kingdom as possible.
Just like the rest of these Argus ingrates. This city wouldn't even be here if it weren't for our Elysian ancestors. And what do we get in return? The entire world is ready to put a knife to our throats.
Yeah.
Please, we know your kingdom had nothing to do with the fall of Beacon. We were there.
No one's happy about the Atlas borders or embargo, but I know General Ironwood is just worried. It's why we need to talk.
The general is no coward. Atlas is strong. If all the kingdoms plan to make us their enemy, then so be it.
Bureaucracy.
Atlas will prevail.
Atlas will prevail.
Oh my gosh,
Do
go
they
away.
seriously have to do that?
If Miss Schnee has truly come to her senses and wishes to return to her family, then of course the Atlas military will escort her home. But the kingdom
Alone.
will not be responsible for her friends of questionable character.
Oh,
What's
screw
that
you,
supposed to mean?
It means we're done here.
she-devil.
Oh yeah? Well, your base looks like a big dumb boot.
Way to show her, Nora.
I don't...
Weiss, I told you we wouldn't leave your side for a second.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find a way to Atlas. Together.
Oh, Crow.
So, where are we going now?
Yeah, what's the plan?
The plan? The plan just got shut on our face 3 times over. I'm going for a drink.
Crow? No. Get him, Ruby.
Uncle Crow, I really think we should try and come up with something together.
Grab him.
What's his problem? It's not your fault we can't go on.
If he's gonna be a jerk, then we'll just come up with something without him. I mean, we've got Ozpin with us. He usually knows what to do.
Time to tell him.
What is it?
Fun and sandwiches are over. Yep.
John!
Everything.
Don't punch your sister's house.
That's not true.
Really? Because it sure does sound like it.
If Salem can't be killed, then how are we supposed to win this?
Stop her. Stop her spread of power. Do what you can. Find some other way.
Wow.
That's how it goes.
Great plan, everyone. Look, none of this is great.
I'm just getting
No.
so tired of
But
pessimism.
We're not the bad guys
Sorry.
here. Are we sure about that? What? He's in your head, isn't he?
No, Jean.
Did you all
Down,
know
boy.
about this?
He didn't know any of it.
How much longer can we even trust him?
John!
How do we even know
Leave
it's really him?
the kid
What if we've been fucking
alone.
that liar this whole time?
John!
Guys.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know.
I think it would be best if we had some time to ourselves.
Yikes.
Maybe we could all use some space.
What you thinking, Oscar?
Come on, please.
Oh.
Where are you?
You know, I came out here to avoid the yelling.
Sorry. The others went to get food for tonight.
Why not go with them?
I don't know. I don't know anything. What do I tell Jean and his team when we don't even have a plan? The Crow's out drinking, Osmond hasn't come back, and even if he did, I don't know if I could trust him. And there's always Jin, but we only have one more question we can ask her.
You need to save that for a rainy
I
day.
feel like I'm letting everyone down.
You know, you don't give yourself enough credit.
Oh, thanks.
That wasn't a compliment.
What?
If I have to explain it to you, it'll just defeat the purpose. But if you're tired of not knowing anything, how about we discuss those eyes of yours?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I would be honored.
Sit back down, for Pete's sake. Let's start with what
Maria's
you
the
do
best.
know. Tell me.
Silver-eyed people are supposed to be legendary warriors. Or something. And at the Fall of Beacon, I turned a giant wyvern into stone.
Oh boy.
Look, if I already knew everything, I wouldn't be asking for help.
Yelling. It's not your fault. I had my father to teach me. And even he didn't have all the answers. But what he told me makes sense, given what I've seen.
Was he a huntsman too?
It wasn't really an official title back in his day. I only knew him as an old soldier and an excellent teacher. I never attended one of those fancy academies of yours, but I scored higher on the license exam than any other huntsman or huntress that day.
That's awesome.
He must have been proud.
He would have scolded me for showing off. He'd never been able to find much information about our abilities. Just legends of warriors whose eyes shone like mirrors, reflecting the light of the world onto darkness.
That's
He
a
found
beautiful
so
way of
little,
putting
in
it.
fact, that it made him cautious. How could such powerful bloodlines be so rare? Unless something was actively seeking to destroy them.
Salem.
I tried to keep my powers a secret, but as you know, it wasn't enough. I owe my life to my training and my semblance. At the end of the day, those are still your most powerful tools.
What is your semblance?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Reflexes. A silly name I came up with. Hard to explain, but I can sense everything better than most and react to attacks almost before they happen.
Oh, that's cool.
Combine that with my training and secret ability to turn Grimm to stone, or blind them, or vaporize them. And that's how you become the Grim Reaper.
So, how do I
My
laser
dog's
beam
barking in the
monsters with my
background.
eyeballs?
First, you stop thinking like that. I want you to think of all the times you've triggered your powers. What did those moments have in common?
I was scared and stressed. Is it emotional? Like unlocking a semblance?
It's emotional, but more focused than that. Think.
Ruby's theme in the
What is it you
background.
wanted?
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to protect my friends.
Precisely. It is the desire to preserve life which fuels the light
gorgeous.
inside you. And make no mistake, it is light. Preservation is an extension of creation, or at the very least, an enemy of destruction. The creatures of Grimm were made by the god of darkness, but your light comes from his brother.
How do you know that?
I always knew how to use the light, but never why it only worked on the Grimm. Then Jin showed us her vision. Were you paying attention?
People have been pointing that out, that it looked a lot like the God of Light's power.
The god of light. His eyes. Okay, where do we start?
That was like his natural
Well,
weapon against
Not here.
the Grimm.
The light will only work in the presence of Grimm, meaning the only practice you'll get will be a trial by fire. But what you can do is focus on creating a state of mind that you can tap into when you need it. Don't think about your light as a means of destroying evil, but as a way to protect the people of Remnant.
But that can't be right.
Hmm?
You said the light only reacts to Grimm, but I used it during our battle at Haven.
Oh, I was gonna
It
say,
reacted to Cinder.
but she
Interesting. Perhaps there was
She
something
figured it out
that
too.
you just weren't seeing.
Ruby!
Oh, hey, guys.
What's going on?
It's Oscar. He's missing.
gone. Dang it! I knew it. No. No, it wasn't enough. Never enough. Okay. So, I don't even know what to say about the Legion officials that we met. Let's just say my reaction to them was definitely somewhere between Yang's mood in that scene and Ruby's mood. Confusion and just exasperation. It's like, goofiest character design I have ever seen. But, yeah, I had a feeling that that would be the case. That if they did let Weiss in, they wouldn't take anyone else. They would just take Weiss, and yeah. So, we're gonna figure that out. I'm so upset about Crow, because, like, I know a lot of people are, like, angry at him, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't be, but I just understand him at a great level because he has had the most miserable life ever. He grew up around murderers, and that's not what he wanted to be. His sister is that. His friend Summer, of course, died. He's been working for a man who he thought trusted him, but never really did his whole life. And that freaking semblance, like, I've heard it talked about before, but like the irony of Crow and Raven's semblances will never not upset me because Raven wants nothing to do with her family, but she has a semblance that allows her to access them at any time. Crow loves his family, would do anything for them, but has a semblance that forces him to keep them at a distance, no matter how much he wants to be with them, because he'll hurt them. And, like, it's awful. So, of course he's an alcoholic. Of course he struggles when things get tough. Because but he does need to snap out of it. I was hoping that the apathy would have been a good point for him to realize, but apparently not, and I really think RWBY needs to have a talk. Because if he keeps going down the self-destructive path, he will one day succeed. And I don't want the death of the mentor yet, especially since we just, jumped that one death flag hurdle. I don't want it to happen this volume. I'm serious. But, yeah. I'm also just, like, so done with pessimism in general with RWBY, because, like, I know it's hard. It's a much darker story ever since volume 3, and, like, things are bad on a, like, universal scale, but I don't know, I just didn't have the same reaction to Ozpin and Salem's story that everyone else seems to be having, because they only think that the way to defeat Salem is to kill her, when I feel like there are other things they could do. Like, the possibility of imprisonment is one thing, but, like, how do you prison that? But, like I said, the God of Light set down parameters for how to end her curse, which neither Salem nor anyone else seems to have noticed that bit, but I just think there's some way they could save Salem in a way. I don't know how it would happen, but even if there isn't a way to kill Salem, isn't a way to stop her completely, you can still stop what she does. You can put a stop to her minions, you can dwindle the ranks of the Grimm, you can thwart her every move. Like, it's not an immediate solution, but it's something that will keep you still protecting humanity and saving the world and keeping the relics out of her hands so she doesn't destroy it, because that's obviously what she wants, is to bring the gods back and have them destroy the world so she will also die. Like, it's, I don't know. I just wish that some of the characters would see it that way too. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just like a complete optimist in that way. And maybe it's just because I've never been in that kind of situation, of course. But I don't know. I just feel like there's still things they can do, and there's no reason to give up on everything right now. But my favorite part of this episode was definitely RWBY's talk with Maria. Like, it was so beautiful. Maria's sass, probably the most beautiful thing of all. But the scenery, the butterflies, RWBY's theme playing in the background, the guitar part from Red Like Roses Part 1. Oh, beautiful. And the way Maria kind of explained the powers, we got it confirmed that it was from the God of Light, how how she worded it was just gorgeous, that the silver-eyed warriors are reflecting the light of the world onto the darkness. I just thought that was so cool, that they're basically mirrors for all the light in the world. And it's beautiful. My dog's barking. Don't know if you can hear it, but he is. And it's annoying. But yeah, such a good episode, even though the first half of it was very frustrating. But I really love that scene with Maria and Ruby, and I look forward to more talks with them in the future in training. And maybe someday Ruby will tell her about her mom. But yeah, because I still want to know more about Summer Rose in any capacity. So yeah, but Oscar's missing, which I had a feeling since I saw the look in his eye and how scared he was when Jean attacked him. Like, I love you, Jean. You're an idiot. But I feel like it's building up again to something bad. And that bad thing is the mid-season cliffhanger that happens every volume. And something is always very, very bad. And I'm going to be very upset next week, I'm sure. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. It's been great this volume to be able to do this week to week with you guys. I missed Ruby so much, and this volume in particular, I don't know, there's just a different feel to it, and I just feel like the community is in a much better place most of the time, this volume, and it's been the highlight of my weeks. So I love you guys so much. All links and stuff are in the description, P.O. Box, Patreon, Discord if you want to talk more. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye.